welcome to Making Betty Better launch party. We're so excited, aren't we?
So excited.
So excited. So, as promised, we are here right at 12:15. Look at that.
Perfect.
We're right on time. 12:15. And Kelsey and I will be monitoring comments on our phones. And so if you have a question, feel free to ask them during the cooking show. But we will come back and answer any questions that we didn't answer during the show. But we're very excited about this. So
excited.
Every session is going to be on Wednesday at 12:15. We will go to our own individual pages to remind you to tune in and come in and watch us. If you want to send us recipes that you remember as a child, what's your favorite recipe as a child? Do you know?
I like chicken pot pies.
Oh yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do that, and I actually know how to do that. And
yes, it's very good. Actually,
I do. Yes, I've had that. I know how to do a chicken pot pie healthy. But everything that we make is going to be gluten-free, dairy-free. It won't always be vegan, but there'll be a vegan option and a protein option, so those type of things. And we want to make sure that it won't take you very long to cook it, and we don't want you to feel bad about using a can or a box, but we'll show you how to pick the right ones.
Yes.
So they're not high in
sodium,
that type of thing.
Preservatives.
So anyway, today I am making, we're my favorite food as a kid, and Betty Crocker had a recipe, and Better Homes and Garden had a recipe. Everybody I know had a recipe. It was like a big bowl, and it had pasta and red sauce and collard greens, and you know, collard greens are really good for you.
Yes.
They're very, very, very good for you.
How big's the list of goodness?
It's like this big. And so it's really, really good for you. But what happens is then we put bacon fat in it or lard in it, and then we take away all that goodness and, you know, make it bad. But the first thing we're going to do at every show is we're going to do a hot shot. And we're going to take turns making a hot shot. So today is my turn. So we're going to go over here. And everything that we have in the hot shot I have out. And so we're going to turn on the blender and make a hot shot. But I have turmeric, and I have apple cider vinegar.
Ooh, my favorite.
I have a yellow beet, green apple, not a red apple, a green apple, because red apple is really, really high in sugar, and we don't want to do that. And then we'll probably put a little honey in it just because we'll take out some of the tartness. I have ginger, I have lemon, and I have clove. All that's in here. And then, you know, a lot of people think when they're on the diet they can't have pineapple, right? Because they think it's really high in sugar. That's not the case. Actually, I was just reading how pineapple water is really good. So to infuse your water with pineapple is just about as good as infusing your water with lemon. And so, and it's not that sugar is bad for you. It's what's bad for you. It's the processed sugar.
Yeah,
right?
it's the unnatural sugar or the added sugars. And this is all natural. I mean, natural sugar from fruit, it's actually not bad for you. Just don't overdo it on it.
No. So if you're just going to start out, I recommend that you cleanse. And I recommend that you cleanse with no sugar. No sugar, none at all. Not even fruit sugar. Start off and just try to avoid any of that for 2 weeks and cleanse your system of it. Also, we're cooking with essential oils. I have fallen in love with essential oils. If you look up here, look at all my spices. All of those spices. And so, and then look what I can do here with essential oils. And it's
Tons.
I know, and it lasts much longer, because if you have a dried spice, they go bad.
And it's more flavorful. I mean, it's packed in one drop.
I know. I was cleaning out my spices, and I found out that I have 3 cumins because I couldn't find the other cumin, and then the other 2 went bad because I don't cook with cumin that often. And so that can last forever, right? All right, so we're gonna do really quick the hot shot, and I need to turn it on, plug it in.
Plug it in,
helps.
plug it
Yes.
in.
So I was afraid of that, so we're gonna have to add just a little bit of water to it, but I like the coconut water.
Yes.
So
It's more hydrating.
it is. Coconut water actually is a little bit better for you than if you're drinking regular water, right? So I use coconut water in all of my drinks. And so I'm going to stir this up. Oh, and I have blueberries in here too. I forgot to add the blueberries. And so that's our hot shot. Hold on just a minute.
Nice, healthy shot of all the good ingredients here. Pretty excited.
So I pull wine glasses from every foundation thing that I go to. So this is from Wine and Wit,
We were just there.
and this is from the Women's Resource Center.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are going to do a little shot here.
It's like a smoothie shot.
It does look like a little smoothie shot there.
Okay.
And we're gonna say cheers, and to eat healthy, to be kind to your body.
For the health of it.
Cheers. Look at Kelsey's face.
It's good.
It's very good for you. You should make enough of this to have a little shot every morning. When you wake up in the morning, you should have 8 ounces of lemon water, a nice little hot shot, whatever it is. But you want it to be spicy, because
It's got a kick. Yes.
spicy speeds up your metabolism. And so you want to wake up your body, you want to wake up your metabolism, you want to be fresh. So we'll be doing a different hot shot every week, and Kelsey's going to do one next week.
Yes.
So anyway, make sure you do your health shot. So,
I'm gonna go for more.
oh, she's going to drink more. So anyway, we started prepping some of this. So, so it wouldn't take so long. So today we're going to make that bowl. And I have over there, we're going to steam some carrots. You're going to break this up, and we're going to also
Cauliflower, yep.
steam the cauliflower. We're going to make them on al dente, because when we put them all together, it's going to cook a little bit more. So we want to make sure that it's not cooked too much. So I'm going to add the fire under this.
Add the fire.
Yes. There we go. And then it's going to get hot, and then Kelsey's going to add, and we have carrots in it already. And I'm going to cut out the rest of these carrots. Now you'll notice we're not taking the skin off the carrots. If you're eating a carrot raw, you may not want to eat the skin. The skin gives it a little tartness, but the skin also has almost, on the carrot, it has almost all of the nutrients in the skin. Did you know that?
I did, yes.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so.
That's why I've always had a little struggle when people are juicing everything, because the skin has so much fiber.
And that's what you're getting rid of, isn't it?
It is.
So
yeah.
when for those of you that follow me already with my cooking, you know that the way I clean out my refrigerator is make a soup, right? And
Yeah.
I just cut everything up, I leave the skins on, and then I make a soup out of it. And so, and I used to think you needed to get rid of the skin on the carrot. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh no, you don't need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to put all this in here, and then, I think that's good.
Just chopped up?
Yeah, that's good. We're gonna put this in there, and we're gonna steam these, and that's gonna be the first thing we do while that's cooking. So just dump it all in.
Oh gosh. Oh goodness.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Funnel that in. Perfect.
There we go. And then we're gonna let that steam while we're cooking. Now, we're going to saute a lot of our vegetables, and so I started cutting up the red pepper. Red pepper is really good for you. I prefer not to eat green pepper, it's just a preference.
I've also heard just recently from a lot of people that it causes heartburn.
Yeah, I'm not a red pepper, but I like, and I cook where I think the color is pleasing to the eye.
It's important. It's important to have a color on your plate. It's actually it means it's more nutritious.
Yes, right? So, go ahead, yeah, so I like to make sure that it's really pretty. So we're gonna cut up, I'm gonna have, where's your, I'm gonna have you cut up the onion.
Here's my board.
And I don't want you to have to chop it up into little things. The whole idea is that we're chopping this up, we're trying to get it done quickly, we're trying to be good. So I have the peppers here, she's gonna cut up the onion and just make small wedges. That's all you need to do is make small wedges. Use whatever knife you want.
Great.
And make small wedges. And then we're going to also, if I had time, I would squeeze a clove. But the whole idea is to go fast, right? So I don't have time to squeeze a clove. I find that this gives me all the garlic that I need, and I am a garlic person. I probably use too much garlic, but you know garlic's really good for your weight loss. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So most recently I did a candida cleanse. For those of you that don't know what candida is, it's when we get too much yeast in our body. We get too much yeast in our body when we eat sugar.
Yes.
We have too many alcoholic drinks. We have processed sugar, and so I was starting to break out rashes too. And I didn't know where the rashes were coming from, and I was being and they couldn't. It's not something you can test with a blood test.
No, and really, I mean, the only way we found out, we were brainstorming during a workout, like what could be happening. It was really a Google search at that point.
It was. And lo and behold, we
Digging
find,
through everything and.
yeah, and we found out, and there's a community of people that actually have, that are candida eaters. And so if you look it up, it's CANDIDA, candida, and you can go on a candida cleanse. And I did that for about a month. I was only gonna do it for 2 weeks, and I wasn't finished. I had so much yeast in my body. And so, and I feel so much better. And then all of a sudden, you got, like I'm 57, so I have that 57 stomach bloat, and it just wasn't going away, and it was making me so sad, and it was making me depressed because I never had that issue before. And I went on this candida, what do they call it? It's not a candida diet, but it's a candida cleanse.
Yeah.
And my stomach went down. I lost 2 inches, right? On my waist in 2 weeks, lost 2 inches. And so anyway, I'm gonna take, I never have clean silverware in my house, and I never have a clean sink because I cook all the time. So you're in my home the way it looks like 95% of the time. So I'm just gonna take a whole bunch of garlic, and I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the pan, and that's gonna be my garlic. And then you can cook with any high temperature oil. I love cooking with oils. I think when you get rid of the sugars and you get rid of all the stuff that you're not supposed to have, what you have left is things that you can cook with that are flavorful. I love going to Old World Olive Company. They infuse their olive oils, and I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
But I think when you cook with essential oils or these oils or their infused balsamics, that's what's good for you, that's what's natural, and that's what makes your food taste good.
Yeah.
And you don't need the sugar, and you don't need that type of stuff. So you want to take those onions and put them in the bottom of that pan. So I also like cooking with coconut oil. Coconut oil, you can, high temperature. You can have olive oil. Today I'm going to use olive oil because it kind of goes with the recipe. It's a little Italian-ish.
This big pot.
And so, yep. Or if you don't want the oil to add any flavor at all, and you just need the oil, grapeseed oil is really, really good to cook with. And it's good for high heat cooking. This is what you look for. High heat cooking. And so like, I used to like homemade french fries and peanut oil. We all thought peanut oil was really good, right?
It was a big thing for a while,
Use peanut oil, it's better for you. Well, it was better for you than those saturated fat oils, but kind of find out, peanuts are high in mold, which cause a lot of yeast in your body, right?
Why is everything coming together?
It's like, oh, you get so many ahas. So we're just gonna put this in the bottom of the pan, and we're gonna also put the peppers in the bottom of this pan too. And then we're gonna saute all of this. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so while that cooks, and we're gonna saute that, then we are going to cut up tomatoes. And you see, I got these different colored tomatoes.
Those are the best.
They actually taste different, don't they?
They do,
They're good,
yeah.
but it adds a lot of color. Remember, I like to add color to my dishes.
Exactly.
So we also have, I'm gonna show you.
Oh, wow, look at the inside of that. It doesn't even look
It's beautiful, isn't it?
like a tomato. That is interesting.
And I found in a can mustard greens. So if I don't have time to go and shuck these green leaves, because you have to go through the leaves, the leaves are big, you gotta clean them, you gotta make sure there's no bugs in them, you gotta make sure there's no holes in them. It's a lot of work. It's a good Sunday meal, but I don't have time to do this. If you make this properly, this could be your lunch all week. And Kelsey and I were like, you could just top it off with different proteins, right?
Exactly.
So it would be a lot of fun. So one day you could top it off with an egg, another day you could top it off with chicken, another day, if you're vegan, I have almonds, and I'm gonna make some cranberries, and you can top it up with some cranberries. So, we're sauteing this. Oh, this is so interesting. So Kelsey, what are some of your favorite healthy foods?
Well, lately, since in that season, I was doing a lot of squash.
Oh yeah.
Which, to me, it's very frustrating cutting a squash, but once it's cut, it's easy to make. And I love meal prepping. So, like what you're saying with like doing a big meal, I do that every single week. So, and then the other thing that's really good and easy and a good way to mix in your healthy like dark greens. Not a lot of people really like eating spinach or kale. Is to hide them in smoothies. So I've been doing a lot of like high protein smoothies as kind of a meal replacement type of thing.
And it takes a long time to have too much protein. You can have too much protein, but you have to ingest so much.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're going to do with this dish that we're making is we're going to add some pasta. I don't know about you, Kelsey. I like eating the vegetables. I like, but I need something with substance, or I'm hungry an hour later.
Mhm.
So I really feel like I need the pasta. I also feel like I need the pasta to give me that comfort food feel, right? But I don't.
And the same thing, I mean, depending on how you're working out too, like if you're doing your high energy workouts, you need those carbs to fuel your body again.
Carbs are not bad for you.
There are healthy carbs.
There are healthy
And
carbs.
fruits
Yes.
and vegetables are carbs.
Yes, and so you just have to use them properly. So you can get different kinds of pasta that will enhance your food. It will enhance flavor. Rice pasta is okay, but it doesn't do anything to enhance it. You know, there's different types of gluten-free pasta that you can eat, but it's probably very starchy and it's probably really high and empty carbs. So the one that we're going to use today is 100% organic green pea rigatoni. Look at that.
What's the name of it?
Felicia. So Felicia, if you're watching, this box is named after you. And it's gluten-free, it's low fat, and it's high fiber. And it's got 1 gram of sugar in it. And the carbs are 12%, which is very low for pasta. And it's gluten-free, it's non-GMO, it's certified organic, it cooks in 6 to 8 minutes, so it's all good. But most of you probably cook your pasta in water. I find that we're, trying to make flavorful dishes. I don't cook my pasta in water, I cook it in the vegetable broth. So I make sure it's organic. There's all kinds of vegetable broth. I just learned how to make it homemade too.
Yeah, but
So-
that you have to be careful with the sodium, because in
Yes.
broth you can get some really high sodium ones.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just looking at it and knowing.
And I know what, this is the high sodium one. I should have picked another one. This was already up in my cabinet, but you're right.
Yeah.
You can get low
Right.
sodium. And so that is for sure. You can do that. So I'm going to stir this again. And okay, and that's looking good. So what we want to do then is we want to open up the tomatoes. So we're going to add the tomatoes into that. And excuse me, I feel like I'm getting a little fall cold, so I'll be washing my hands a lot. So then we're going to add the tomatoes because we're going to make a tomato sauce. So
I've never seen tomatoes in a carton like this. This is exciting.
I know, right? So can you
I don't know.
open it?
No.
So I don't know either. It says that you're supposed
Oh,
to,
there.
but I just do like this.
Dangerous. Don't try this at
Right.
home.
And then I just open it like that, and then you're
Oh,
gonna do
yeah.
that one, and then I'll open this one, and you can pour that in there. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, tomato and sauce. This goes in the big.
It goes in the big one, in the big pot. And then we're gonna do another tomato sauce. See?
Good.
So then we're gonna stir this up. And we have all of our vegetables. Wanna check on that? Remember, we don't want them to.
Oh, that's an interesting pot. I like that.
Take that pot.
Yeah.
Okay. And then our pasta's cooking. We have this, and now we're going
Perfect.
to make it taste. You want to open this one up for me, and I have the can opener
Yeah.
over there. And we're going to add our spices. So if you have dried spices at home, you can do your dried spices. But if you want to add your essential oils, the key to essential oils is more is not better. So this is our basil. This is our essential oil basil. So I'm gonna do 2 drops of the basil. I always can smell it, and then it makes me say, oh yeah, that would taste good with that.
Yeah, see, I don't have that talent,
Yeah.
so that's something I'm gonna learn from this.
Yeah, so I can smell things, and then they smell good together to me, then I feel like they'll be good. My friend Erin, who owns Main Street Barbecue, taught me to put something citrus into everything, and it cuts, you know, it just makes everything
Yeah.
better. So I always add a little lemon to it. So I'm gonna add a couple of drops of lemon, and that will be there. And then the thyme is super duper strong, so you wanna be very careful. So you smell that?
Yeah.
Smell how strong that is.
Woo! It's kind of like that hot shot.
Yeah, it's like that hot shot. One drop. So you'd be very careful.
No.
One drop. That's it. Might got a drop and a half in there. But
That's right. It's gonna be
yes,
punch in the face.
yes, one drop. And so then I have the thyme and then oregano. Now you can smell the difference. Not so
Yeah.
strong, is it?
No. It's
So that
nice.
thyme, when you smell that thyme, you could tell it's like, whoa, okay. And then with the oregano, not so much, but you know what else oregano is good for? When I was doing that candida cleanse, you have oregano helps cleanse
Exactly.
your body.
Exactly.
So I have a couple
There you
drops
go.
of that. And then I have mandrum, and I just think this makes, smell that one, isn't it a little sweet?
Yeah.
So
It's
this
nice.
gives us a little bit of sweet. You know, carrots also add sweetness.
Yes.
There are things that will add like a sugary, I shouldn't say sugary, but a sweeter taste.
Yes.
And so you want to add some red crushed pepper. So, through this whole challenge of mine, I quit smoking, I quit eating sugar, I quit just about all my vices. I still like wine, and I'm going to drink wine, and I don't see that going away in my near future. But anyway.
Red wine is actually pretty healthy for you, and
It
I've
is.
learned because I traveled to Greece, one of the longest living cultures uses it.
So all those things that I gave up are all these things that would speed up my metabolism. And so a lot of people don't realize that smoking speeds up your metabolism. People would start smoking to lose weight because it speeds up their metabolism. So when I stopped all of that, I gained a lot of weight because my metabolism went down. So I started looking at food that speeds up your metabolism. One of the things I did not know was anything spicy hot speeds up
Yes.
your metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It
So
does.
now we're gonna put the tomatoes in here.
Do you want the collard greens in there?
The collard greens and the tomatoes, put that in there.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Alright, go ahead, you go first.
With all the waters.
Yeah. So we have the collard greens in there. We're gonna put the tomatoes in there. We have that in there, and then how's our veggies?
We can steam.
Can they be steamed a little bit more? Oh, it might help if we have water in it. Nope, we forgot the water. What's that? There we go. That's what happens when you talk too much.
Yeah, improvising there.
Yes, so that's probably why they weren't steaming. So we're gonna make sure that
Good
it's
to know.
steaming. The funny thing is, it was steaming a little bit. And so we're gonna turn that on and let that steam a little bit. And this is already done, the pasta is done, so we're going to go ahead and strain the pasta. So we've added all these vegetables, we're gonna put the pasta in it, we're gonna strain that. And then while the rest of this is cooking, I wanna tell you some of the things that we had today. So in our hot shot that we had this morning, the apple cider is really good for a lot of stuff. It's good for weight loss. A lot of people will have a tablespoon in the morning and a tablespoon in the evening to encourage weight loss, but it also helps you get through the winter months without getting sick, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
So it prevents
Really
that as
important.
well. And so turmeric is really, really good anti-inflammatory. And I don't know about you guys, but my hands chopping and stuff, it
Oh,
really, yeah. So you can go ahead and put that in there if you want. And then the green apple, it's really, really good for you. It's good for your skin. So the green apple is really good for your skin, and it's high in vitamin A and vitamin C. The yellow beet is really high in fiber and A and C. The blueberry is one of the superfoods, isn't it? Yeah. So it's one of the superfoods. And the pineapple is really good for bone support. Did you know that?
Pineapple?
Yeah.
No,
It's
not.
really, really good
I
for
did
bone
not.
support. The lemon we talked about is detox. And then the clove that I put in there is really good for your blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really good. And then your ginger is really good for your belly. So if you're one that has a little problem with your belly, you should probably put a little bit more ginger in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what was in our hot shot and what it was good for.
Yeah.
And so, so we're almost
Oh,
done.
good. Yeah.
We're almost done, and I think we can let this cook just a little bit longer with our veggies in here because we won't have time to steam them. So,
Right.
exactly. So we're
Well,
gonna put this
you
in
know, you
here.
live and you learn there.
Yeah. So funny.
That was surprising.
No, didn't watch. That was a bad move. There we go. We're gonna put that in here.
Yeah, I mean the fastest or the longest part is just I feel like chopping all of the vegetables takes the longest.
So if you have a friend, you could do this together on Sunday. Look how much this made. So
Yes, an entire pot.
makes an entire pot. So now it just needs to simmer, just like any other good dish. But we're gonna put a little bit in a bowl. And I was gonna top it off with some things, but it looks already so colorful and so good. I'm not going to, but it would be very good if you want a protein, like chicken. It would be really good topped off with
Yes,
the chicken breast.
chicken would be very good.
You can do a fried egg over the top
Yep.
of it.
So we had that option: the egg and an avocado
Egg and an avocado.
as well.
So you can do any of that. But let's get a good dish here where you can see everything.
Really colorful. You can tell it's healthy just by the amount of colors in it.
Check it out. Check it out.
Nice and hearty.
So
Filling.
there you go. All right, welcome to our first show, Making Betty Better, and tune in when?
Wednesdays at 12:15 every Wednesday
Be kind to your body.
for the health of it.
Thank you.
Thanks.